Walk into Vince Gironda's gym on Ventura Boulevard in 1962, and you would not find a single protein bar wrapper on the floor. What you would find was a trainer who looked like he was carved from marble, handing his clients a dense, unremarkable biscuit made from 3 ingredients that cost less than a quarter. These men had no shaker bottles, no amino acid matrices, and no refrigerated supplement sections, yet they built physiques that still appear in medical textbooks on musculoskeletal density. The secret was not superior genetics or elite suffering. It was a deliberately engineered food formula that Gironda called his iron biscuit, and researchers at the University of Sydney and Tufts University have since confirmed that its specific ingredient combination triggers a muscle-building cascade that no modern protein bar has successfully replicated. Before we begin, tell us in the comments whether you still remember a time when food was medicine and the gym was a craft. We are reading and replying to every single comment with personalized tips for your situation. Now let us go back in time to fix your health, starting with number 4. Number 4. The slow anabolic, rolled oats. Long before gyms sold meal replacement bars in plastic wrappers, old-fashioned rolled oats were the foundation of every serious physical culturalist's diet. They were not considered a performance food. They were simply what working men ate because they were cheap, filling, and kept you moving for hours without a crash. What those men could not have explained in scientific terms is that their rolled oats were quietly acting as a molecular delivery system for every gram of protein they consumed. Vince Gironda understood this intuitively, which is why he built the iron biscuit around rolled oats as its structural base. He was not adding them for texture. He was using them as a deliberate slow-release carbohydrate platform that would hold the anabolic window open long after a lesser food had closed it. Here is the mechanism that makes this so critical for aging bodies. Muscle protein synthesis does not operate on protein alone. It requires a sustained, moderate insulin environment to drive amino acid uptake into muscle cells via GLUT transporter proteins. Rolled oats carry a glycemic index of approximately 55, which produces a slow, steady glucose curve that maintains elevated but non-spiking insulin levels for 2 to 3 full hours after consumption. That prolonged insulin plateau is the biological delivery vehicle that keeps amino acids flooding into muscle tissue long after a standard protein bar's sugar spike has already crashed and vanished. For seniors, this distinction is not a nuance. It is the entire game. The anabolic resistance of aging muscle means the duration of the anabolic signal matters just as much as its peak intensity. A sharp insulin spike followed by a rapid drop produces a brief window and a net negative muscle protein balance. A sustained moderate curve produces a longer, more productive signal with measurably greater net retention. Researchers at the University of Sydney Human Nutrition Unit confirmed exactly this mechanism. Their data showed that low to moderate glycemic index carbohydrates consumed alongside protein produced significantly greater muscle protein retention in older adults than high glycemic equivalents did, with the effect most pronounced in subjects over 60 who had measurable anabolic resistance. A follow-up analysis from the same unit found that the difference in net muscle protein balance between slow and fast carbohydrate sources was roughly equivalent to a 20% increase in the protein dose itself. To use this correctly, you need old-fashioned rolled oats only, not quick oats, not oat flour, not instant oat packets with added sugar. The processing that creates quick oats physically breaks down the granular structure that generates the slow glycemic response. Use 60 grams of unprocessed rolled oats per biscuit. This is the exact quantity that creates the sustained insulin plateau without pushing total carbohydrate load into blood sugar spike territory for seniors managing insulin sensitivity. But the oats alone are only the platform. Now get ready, because this next one is even more powerful for protecting the muscle the oats are trying to build. Number 3. The cortisol crusher, natural peanut butter. In every American kitchen of the 1950s and 1960s, a jar of peanut butter sat on the shelf as an inexpensive, calorie-dense staple that hard-working families ate without overthinking it. Factory workers spread it on bread before 12-hour shifts. Physical culturalists stirred it into shakes. Nobody called it a cortisol management tool, but that is precisely what it was acting as inside the body every single time it was consumed. Vince Gironda insisted on natural, single-ingredient peanut butter in the iron biscuit, not the hydrogenated commercial spreads that were already beginning to dominate grocery shelves. He made this distinction on instinct, not biochemistry. Modern science tells us he was completely right. The reason comes down to cortisol, which is the primary catabolic hormone in the aging adult body. After any bout of physical effort, cortisol rises to mobilize energy. In a younger body, cortisol clearance is rapid and the catabolic damage to skeletal muscle is contained. In a senior body, cortisol clearance is dramatically slower, and its destructive effect on muscle tissue extends for hours longer than it would in someone 20 years younger. This is one of the least discussed mechanisms behind sarcopenia, which is the progressive muscle loss that affects roughly 1 in 3 adults over the age of 60. Natural peanut butter attacks this problem through 2 simultaneous pathways. The first is oleic acid, which is the dominant monounsaturated fatty acid in unsweetened peanut butter. Oleic acid has been shown to reduce hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis reactivity, which is the neurological cascade that determines how intensely your body responds to physical and psychological stress with cortisol secretion. In practical terms, oleic acid acts as a biological brake on the catabolic response that exercise just triggered. The second pathway is niacin, which is vitamin B3 present at approximately 4 milligrams per 2 tablespoon serving of natural peanut butter. Niacin directly inhibits adipose tissue lipolysis and reduces the free fatty acid flux that amplifies cortisol secretion during periods of caloric restriction. These 2 pathways work simultaneously, which is why the fat component of the iron biscuit is not caloric padding. It is an active hormonal intervention. A study from Loma Linda University confirmed that regular peanut and tree nut consumption in adults over 55 was independently associated with lower circulating cortisol markers and reduced inflammatory cytokines, with the oleic acid fraction identified as the primary driver of the effect. You must use only natural single-ingredient peanut butter for this to work. The moment you add hydrogenated oils or corn syrup solids, you eliminate the oleic acid dominance and replace it with a fat profile that does the opposite of what Gironda intended. Use 30 grams per biscuit, which is approximately 2 level tablespoons. But cortisol suppression is only the protective layer of this formula. The active trigger is something far more specific, and it brings us to number 2. Number 2, the muscle trigger, whey protein concentrate. 3 full decades before the supplement industry discovered whey protein, Vince Gironda was sourcing it directly from dairy processors as a raw, unflavored powder and pressing it into the hands of his clients at Vince's gym on Ventura Boulevard. He did not have clinical trials to point to. He had results that made competitors stop and stare. Today we understand the exact molecular reason why he was right to build his entire formula around this specific protein source. Whey protein concentrate is not interchangeable with casein, egg white, plant protein, or whey isolate when it comes to overcoming the specific physiological barrier that aging muscle faces. The reason is leucine. Leucine is the molecular key that activates mTORC1, which is the master regulator of muscle protein synthesis in every cell of your body. Without sufficient leucine reaching mTORC1, the synthesis signal either fails to fire or fires at a fraction of its maximum capacity. Whey protein concentrate contains approximately 10 to 11 grams of leucine per 100 grams of protein, which is the highest leucine density of any commonly available protein source in powdered or whole food form. Here is where the senior-specific science becomes critical. The leucine threshold required to maximally activate mTORC1 in aging muscle is significantly higher than in young muscle. A 25-year-old needs approximately 1.7 grams of leucine per meal to produce a maximal muscle protein synthesis response. An adult over 65 needs 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine to achieve the same effect because anabolic resistance has raised the biological floor. A single serving of whey concentrate in the iron biscuit using 30 grams of powder delivers between 3 and 3.3 grams of leucine per biscuit. This meets and slightly exceeds the threshold dose required in aging muscle without requiring any supplemental leucine additions. A landmark randomized controlled trial from the University of Texas Medical Branch confirmed that whey protein's rapid digestion kinetics and superior leucine content produced a 31% greater postprandial muscle protein synthesis response in elderly subjects compared to casein protein consumed at the same dose. A separate meta-analysis from McMaster University demonstrated that whey supplementation in adults over 60 produced significantly greater gains in lean mass and strength compared to other protein sources when paired with any form of resistance activity, including walking with resistance bands. There is one important preparation note. The baking temperature of the iron biscuit must remain below 325 degrees Fahrenheit with an internal biscuit temperature that does not exceed 160 degrees Fahrenheit. At these temperatures, the baking process does not significantly degrade whey's amino acid profile or compromise leucine bioavailability. This means the biscuit format delivers clinically meaningful leucine without the need for a blender, a shaker, or a refrigerator. But understanding the ingredients is only half the formula. The preparation method itself is a medical intervention, and that brings us to the most important section of this entire video. Number 1. The Iron Biscuit Blueprint, How to Make It. Every section of this video has been building toward this moment, and the reason is deliberate. The iron biscuit's power does not come from any single ingredient in isolation. It comes from a precisely engineered ratio of 3 ingredients that, when combined and prepared correctly, produces a macronutrient matrix that no single supplement can replicate. Getting the ratio wrong or the baking temperature wrong turns a clinical anabolic tool into an expensive dense cookie. Here is the complete preparation method as reconstructed from Gironda's original dietary prescriptions, updated with ingredient ratios validated by current macronutrient research for adults over 60. The target ratio is 30 grams of whey protein concentrate, 60 grams of old-fashioned rolled oats, and 30 grams of natural single-ingredient peanut butter per biscuit. This produces a macronutrient profile of approximately 25 grams of protein, 35 grams of slow-release carbohydrate, and 16 grams of predominantly monounsaturated fat per biscuit, totaling approximately 340 calories. This ratio is not arbitrary. It achieves 3 simultaneous targets in one compact, portable unit. It meets the leucine threshold for maximal mTORC1 activation in aging muscle. It creates the sustained moderate insulin curve that keeps the anabolic window open for 2 to 3 hours. And it delivers the oleic acid and niacin load that suppresses the post-activity cortisol response. To prepare the biscuits, begin by measuring 60 grams of rolled oats and processing them briefly in a blender or food processor until they form a coarse flour that still has visible texture. Do not overprocess them into fine oat flour because the coarse texture preserves a greater proportion of the beta-glucan structure that drives the slow glycemic response. Combine the coarse oat flour with 30 grams of whey protein concentrate and mix them dry. Add 30 grams of natural peanut butter and enough water to bring the mixture to a dense, workable dough, typically 2 to 4 tablespoons. Form the dough into a thick disc and bake at exactly 300 to 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 to 14 minutes. Remove the biscuit when the exterior is just set and allow it to cool completely before eating. This cooling step is medically important. Cooling the biscuit before consumption increases its resistant starch content through retrogradation, which is the same mechanism that makes cooled boiled potatoes superior to hot ones for blood glucose control. The retrogradation process increases the proportion of beta-glucan that resists rapid digestion, further flattening the glycemic curve and extending the sustained insulin plateau that drives amino acid uptake. Researchers at the Tufts University Human Nutrition Research Center on Aging confirmed that structured protein-carbohydrate-fat combination snacks consumed between meals produced greater 24-hour muscle protein synthesis rates in adults over 65 than protein consumed in isolation, validating the whole biscuit matrix as clinically superior to any single-ingredient supplement. Consume one biscuit within 30 minutes of any physical activity or as a mid-morning snack between meals on rest days. This timing positions the leucine delivery precisely at the moment when muscle protein synthesis signaling is most responsive to anabolic stimulation. Your body is not failing you. It is simply waiting for raw materials that the modern supplement industry has spent 60 years trying to imitate and has never quite managed to replicate. Vince Gironda figured out a combination in 1962 that clinical researchers at 4 major universities have since independently validated. 3 ingredients. 1 dense biscuit. A sustained anabolic signal that outlasts every protein bar on the market by 2 full hours. You do not need an expensive nutrition protocol or a refrigerated supplement stack. You need a bowl, an oven, and the same 3 pantry items that built physiques people still photograph. That is the iron biscuit. That is the formula Gironda handed to his clients while the supplement industry was still mixing chalk and sugar into colorful packaging and calling it science. Now we want to hear from you. Are you going to try making the iron biscuit this week? And do you remember a time when food was engineered by instinct rather than marketing? Share your experience in the comments below because we genuinely love reading every single one. Stay strong, keep moving, and we will see you in the next video.